Hello, everybody. It's Tammy, and I have someone else with me. I think I'm going to point this way. I have Kristen Gucci. Uh, Kristen is someone you've probably spoken to in the past, and if you haven't met her before, she's joined us here today. Today is our final session of Q&A before our big day on the 29th. So we've got 2 weeks ahead of us, and we're really excited. Wanted to bring Kristen. I know a lot of you are going to miss Steve, but Kristen is someone who's been with the ride for 7 years, and she's an expert in fundraising. Kristen is also our senior ride guide, and she oversees everything that has to do with your participant center and fundraising. So we're very excited to welcome Kristen. Welcome, Kristen.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. I'm really happy that you could join us. Kristen and I are going to talk about many different things. What to expect on August 29th, how and when to check in online. We're going to talk about pickup locations, suggested routes, your road to rewards items, delayed self-pledges, and how to let your community know that you support the ride. We're also going to answer some of your questions, so please feel free to ask questions through Facebook or through YouTube. We've got someone standing by and they will send those questions through. So thanks very much. I do want to do a really special shout out. I noticed that we have a celebrity in our midst, Mr. Bill Wall. As some of you may know, Bill is our 92-year-old rider, and Bill is going to be participating in his 10th and final ride this year. We couldn't be happier to have Bill with us today. Yay, Bill!
Yay!
Hey, I know you can't talk back to us, Bill, but we know you're there, and thank you very much for joining us. I see some people are already asking about the hats. All right, good to hear. Well, I'm going to start by talking about our opening and closing ceremonies on August 29th. I know everyone has their own ride planned, whether you're going to be inside or out, but wanted to give you a little tidbit on what to expect. By now, you've probably received, if you've participated in the ride before, you'll know how inspirational our opening ceremonies are. They're very emotional. We're going to try to bring that back for you. And we know how excited everyone is to get on their bikes. But we encourage everyone to tune in and join us right back here at 8:30 a.m. on August 29th. We're going to have a brief opening ceremony where, we're going to hear from some very special folks. We're going to tie up the day at the end of the day at 5:00 p.m. We're going to open up a steam whistle or whatever beverage of your choice, and we're going to celebrate our achievements and our accomplishments. At that time, we're going to announce how much we've raised, and we're also going to tie up with all the photos and videos that you've uploaded for the day. And we hope there are going to be hundreds of photos that you will upload onto your social media platforms, either Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Upload as many photos as you can and tag the ride and hashtag ride on. Right, Blair? Ride on. Next, I think we're going to talk about online check-in. Kristen, do you mind sharing what you know about that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tammy. So online check-in, it's still very mystifying to many folks out there. So I want to make it super easy for everyone. This year, online check-in is still extremely important to do. There are many reasons for this, and we'll go quickly through those. But essentially, even though our ride is virtual this year, there are still some behind-the-scenes logistics that we have to get ready for so that you can have an amazing virtual ride wherever you are riding. So the online check-in has opened. You've probably received an email from us. It's very easy to do. You simply log into your participant center. If you don't know your login information, please call us or email us. We will get back to you very quickly. You'll see a giant button in there that says begin online check-in, and you just go on your merry way. This year, we're capturing some different details. So essentially, when you go in the check-in, You update your information just in case anything has changed on your end. And then you'll be selecting different pickup depots around the GTA to go pick up your Road to Rewards swag that you'll have earned. And then you will go through the Road to Rewards where you'll select different levels beginning at $350 all the way up to $2,500. And then you can do a delayed self-pledge or an instant self-pledge. You'll watch the safety video and sign the safety waiver, and then you're all done. And it honestly just takes about 5 minutes. So I know everyone can find 5 minutes in their day, but if you do need help doing the online check-in, we are available by phone and by email every day. If you just want to confirm that you've completed it, or you want to update anything in the check-in. Sometimes people complete the check-in and say, oh, actually, I made a mistake. Can I go back and fix it? And we can push you back or help you do it with you. So I really encourage every rider to complete the online check-in. And as it was just shown across the screen, it does close on August 28th. And if you do want to come pick up your swag in advance of the ride so that you can wear it proudly during your virtual ride, you do need to complete that by August 26th. So it does close for all riders at midnight on August 28th. So make sure to get yourself in there, get your check-in done, and we'll be ready to ride.
Awesome. That's great. It's really important that you do check in. We appreciate it and thank you in advance. One of the things that you're able to do while online check-in, while you're going through the check-in process, is to share with us what suggested route you might be selecting. I think Kristen already mentioned that. It's really important for us to know this because we want to equip those routes with some hydration stations. Now, it's not the typical ride that you're accustomed to where we have fully equipped pit stops with medics and bike crew techs and that type of thing. And I'm sure everyone here understands the reasons why, but we are going to do our best to provide you with hydration stations that we will have our amazing volunteers helping out with. They'll be practicing social distancing, and we'll offer all of our ride participants who stop into one of these hydration stations with hand sanitizer, sunscreen. Let's hope we all need sunscreen that day, water, Band-Aids, and very light snacks. If you miss this during your online check-in, all of these routes will be listed in the events details page on our website. There's another way. I know a lot of you are probably also working towards your Road to Rewards and have set some goals for yourselves. But there are some folks that may have set some really outstanding goals and may not have reached that goal by the time the ride happens. So, Kristen, I wonder if you could explain what to do if that should happen.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that you brought this up because one of the really great things about 2020 that we're all staying positive with is we have a lot of new riders that have gotten registered recently, and they might need a longer window of time to keep fundraising. So in the online check-in every year, we offer 2 ways to complete your fundraising. And we want to give that option to all riders because every experience is different. So the instant self-pledge, when you go through the online check-in, means that you complete your fundraising yourself at that exact time. An example of this, so if you are raising $1,000 and earning your t-shirt, which I'm wearing today, the lovely hat that Tammy's wearing, and the official ride jersey, and you're at $900, if you select instant self-pledge, you are going to pay that $100 today. And any donation to yourself of $15 or more gets you a tax receipt. So if you want to just top yourself up, you're close to your goal, you're done fundraising, you just want to get there today, that's how you should go about it, doing the instant self-pledge. It's instant. The difference between the instant and the delayed is that delayed gives you 60 days, so up until October 29th, 2020, to finish your fundraising. And so what happens with the delayed self-pledge is we ask you to commit $2 to yourself that day, just make sure the credit card is real, and it gives you 60 days to finish your fundraising. And this is a really popular option with riders who are still fundraising. They might have just gotten registered and they need some more time to reach out to their donors. And then if you do need to top yourself up at the end and you've finished your journey with your fundraising, After October 29th, we would then complete your fundraising with you using that card. And a lot of people ask us, do you pull a magic lever and all the money comes out? And,
I wish.
Charge you. I know, right?
I need a magic lever.
Even after the ride, we are there to support you. So if you ever need a new fundraising idea or any tips, especially during COVID, which changes fundraising a little bit, we are there for you post-ride as well. So a lot of our riders say, Kristen, I just need a little bit of support just to get me to that next level. Please know that we are here to support you anytime if you need help with your fundraising. So essentially, those are the differences between the two options.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, Kristen. What happens if you want to change your goals? So I set a goal for myself and I've decided I want to change it.
Absolutely. So we've had a lot of riders call in. No, it's a great question. Currently, all riders' profiles are currently set to $2,500. And there's a reason for that. Don't panic. You're not required to get to that this year if you're unable to do so. But the way that the online check-in operates is the back end needs to jive with the maximum amount that you would fundraise, which would be $2,500. So as of right now, you're unable to change your goal, but don't worry. Set your goal by setting up your page and letting your donors know what your goal is. And when you go through the online check-in, there are 6 different levels to choose from. So $350 all the way up to $2,500. And that's the amazing part of 2020. You get to choose your fundraising and your ride. So don't worry about that goal. We really encourage you to tell that to your donors what your goal is.
That's great. Thanks. I know we're going to talk about something on Ride Day in terms of support. So everyone who's listening right now, we are going to be introducing something that's going to be beneficial for your donors or family members who are tuning in. Kristen, do you mind sharing what we're going to do on the 29th?
Yeah. So as you probably know, you see your ride guides, or we get to meet our amazing riders on the event in the event check-in tent. We're running around getting people, talking to people and on the route. This year's a little bit different. So we said, okay, how can we interact with our riders and our donors and help you have a great experience? So we're actually going to be on the phones all day during the ride beginning at 8 a.m. So if you have a special donor or a family member that wants to reach out and talk to us on the phone that day, I really encourage you to call us. We're available at 1-877-699-2453 all day long. So it's a great opportunity to donate to yourself, to other riders, maybe send in a secret donation to somebody. It would really help them and make them feel extremely happy during that ride. And if you do have donors out there, or there are donors listening to us right now, definitely call in and make a donation to your favorite rider that day, because it will make such an impact for Princess Margaret and for that rider's experience. There's nothing better than getting that email saying you just received a donation. So we're going to be live on the phones during Ride Day. So please give us a call. Let us know how your ride's doing. Make a donation, all that fun stuff. And we're really excited to talk to you.
I think that's a great service that we're going to offer for those who feel that they need to start riding before someone will give them a donation. For those of you who have that, easy peasy. You can give them Kristen's number and she'll be available all day long. Thanks, Kristen. Appreciate that. We were talking about the importance of checking in online. And I know the majority of you on this Facebook Live right now have probably seen the email already. So there's going to be, there are going to be several locations throughout the city. That's what I was going to say. And different dates and times in which you can select your pickup location. I think we have the list of locations that we're going to put on the screen. They will begin to be available starting this Friday, and it's going to last for about a week. Now, not all of these that are showing on your screen are available every single day, so that's why it's very important for you to make your selection through the online check-in option. But these are the locations. We've done our best to go throughout the GTA to make sure that we have something that's convenient for everyone. If for some reason you are away or you are unable to go to the pickup depot, we suggest that you send someone in place of you and let us know. So if, for example, Lori from RBC, you're unable to get there, then send Alfio. But it's a very good idea to make sure that you take care of this, because we will not be doing pickups, alternate pickups before the actual ride day. It would have to wait until afterwards. So that's our suggestion. At the same time, also wanted to mention that all pickup depots will be practicing social distancing. We'll be putting the items in your trunk for you, but that we will not be doing any exchanges for sizing. So please do your best to select the size that you think is best for you, but because of our current situation, we're not able to do any exchanges, and hope that everyone here understands. At the pickup locations, you'll be able to get your Road to Reward items. If you are a survivor and would like to ride with a survivor flag, we will have those available for you. We'll have the gold and platinum helmets. And I think that's it. Not it, but that's a lot of things. But that's what we're going to have available for you during the pickup locations, at the pickup locations. I think well, there were some questions last time we had a Q&A on the Hammer route. And I'm wondering, Kristen, if you don't mind just kind of giving a highlight on the Hammer route.
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know what the Hammer route is, in the typical ride format, we ask riders to raise $4,000 and ride an impressive 160 kilometers on day one. So that's a huge feat. So this year we redesigned it, and we're asking riders to raise $1,500 and still ride 160K that day. And so there are different ways to do that. We're really encouraging our riders to get onto Strava. If you've noticed, I've been liking a lot of your riders, different routes that you're doing, and I'm really excited to see our riders on Strava. So if you're able to use that app, we encourage that. If you're not a Strava user or you don't intend to do that, we really encourage you to send the route that you did in some way. Maybe send it to our email, but we are encouraging our riders to do the Hammer route during one day to really see what that feels like, because it's quite an it's quite an athletic feat. So if there's any way for you to show that to us by email or on Strava, or using the hashtag Ride on any of your social channels that you use, we would love to see it. And we're going to see how many Hammer riders are out there, because I know there's tons of them. And if you do have if there are any other athletic people around you that want to fundraise and do the Hammer route, please get registered, because normally we only allow a few hundred riders to do that route. So this year, anyone can be a Hammer rider. So we're just really, it's going to be really exciting to see how many Hammer riders are out there.
No kidding. Yeah, thanks, Kristen. There's also a lot of people who've been inquiring about earning their 5 or 10-year gold or platinum helmet. Do you want to remind all the folks here that are listening, tuned in, how they can achieve their 5 and 10 year, or for those who are in their 4th and 9 year?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. At accomplishing 5 and 10 years in this ride, it's such an amazing accomplishment, and we know how important it is to you, and we want to say thank you. So this year, in lieu of, the changes in the event that we've made, we're asking riders in their 5th and 10th year, or if you're working towards achieving those milestones in a different year, to raise $1,000 this year. And we are going to have those helmets available at all pickup depot locations. If you actually take a look under our event details page right now, you can actually find the helmet sizing, so that when you come to the pickup depot, you tell us what size you are, we put the helmet in your trunk, and you're on your way. We've had a lot of questions about that, and we want to ensure that that helmet fits you so you can wear it proudly on any ride that you're doing. And we just want to say thank you to all of our riders who have been riding for 5 and 10 years. It's such an amazing accomplishment, and don't feel any less accomplishment this year just because there's a pandemic. You have done an amazing job. I want to say thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Kristen. I can see a lot of questions are coming in. One of the things I want to make sure that our ride community is aware of is that we want to let Canada know that we have come together as a united force on August 29th. We ask everyone to take photos and upload your photos to your social media channels. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And please use the hashtag. What's the hashtag, Blair? Scream it. Right on. We want to see as many of those as possible. And to make things even easier, our team has created some really great social media graphics. Going to be sending an email out on this probably today or tomorrow with a link to these graphics, but you can visit our events page and upload or download these graphics, and you can use it as your Facebook profile picture. And it's really just spreading the word that you are a supporter of the Ride to Conquer Cancer, and it's letting others know that you are a participant. So it's just another tool for us, and it's another way of you being able to share with your donors and supporters that you are participating and that you support the Ride to Conquer Cancer. Something new this year we're going to encourage everyone to do is print off. It's about an 8.5 by 11 a card, and it's your reason for riding. And we would love to have as many people as possible, as many participants as possible, uploading photos of themselves holding this card with the reason why they ride. We are going to collate all of these images throughout the day or leading up to the event, and we're going to highlight everyone during our closing ceremonies on the 29th. And again, that's at 5 p.m. on the 29th of August. Kristen, I wonder if we should touch base on our industry and community challenges. I'm going to skip over something. So if you don't mind talking about our industry and community challenges, that would be great.
For sure. So for those of you out there, if you may or may not know about the Community and Industry Challenge, this is a really big competition that we have going on all year long. So typically what happens is you can compete in two ways, and it's not about being the biggest team with the most amount of funds, although that's awesome. You can compete within your own size and your own industry, whether you're a community or a corporate team. So essentially, you can compete for top most funds raised or average funds raised per rider. And so it's really awesome if you can take a look on our website to see where your team is currently ranked in those industry or community challenges. So this year, we want to extend that timeline. So typically, we have people calling me, calling Steve, calling Tammy up to the minute of when that industry challenge is going to end or that community challenge is going to end and say, I want to beat this team ahead of me. Can I put a little bit more money down? And so we want to extend that deadline to Friday night of the ride. So please keep on top of where your team is in those rankings, and please call us. Our phone lines will be open. We can take your donations. You can email us, connect with us, and we want to make sure that you win your challenge and feel really proud about that, because especially in 2020, it's so meaningful. It's such a great way to celebrate as a team. And surprisingly, it's not always the big teams that win. So we're really excited about it. We're really encouraging some friendly competition, and we know which teams tend to compete. But if you're in a smaller industry or a smaller pool of teams, please go and rival someone else in your group and show some friendly competition this year. We're really excited.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Kristen. Yeah. We have had so many questions coming in. I know that we had a few questions come in prior to today, and I wonder if we could answer those, which may also answer some of the questions that came in right now. Maddie asks us, oh, well, this one's really easy. When's online registration opening and the pickup dates for your Road to Rewards items? So again, online check-in has opened. If you missed the email, it is available on our homepage once you log into conquercancer.ca. The pickup dates will start on Friday and they'll end next Friday. And we've done our best to select locations throughout the city. I noticed that there was a question here from Shatan asking about why there are no pickup locations in York Region. Our apology, we did try to spread out as much as possible. It was very difficult for us to get every single location. We have to rely on our volunteers as well and social distancing, so we were selecting locations that allowed us to have cars drive in and be very safe in coming through. So my apologies, Shatan. We did do our best. So I hope that answers your question, Maddie. Do all the rewards stack up or some? Kristen, if you don't mind, I'm just going to take this one. So the rewards do stack up. $350 will get you that awesome shirt that Kristen's wearing. Yeah. That is our Ride On. That is our Ride to Conquer Cancer commemorative t-shirt. For $350 you raise, you get that shirt. If you raise $750, you get this bad boy. So Gordon from Deloitte, you asked the question, how do I get my hands on that ride hat? All you need to do is raise $750, Gord, and it is yours. We made a few of these hats last year for some of our doctors, and they were so popular we had to bring them back. You raise $750 and you will get, oh, I apologize. You raise $350 the shirt, $750 the hat. I apologize, $1,000 and you'll get the official Ride jersey. And $1,500, what's that, Kristen?
That's the exclusive hammer vest.
Mm-hmm. So you ride your 100 miles or 160 kilometers and you let us know that you did that and you raised $1,500. We'll send you the hammer vest. And I've got to say, they're really beautiful. And then for what's next, $2,500, you will be considered an ambassador. So the only time you do not get all of the rewards is when you become an ambassador. The only difference is you'll get the ambassador jersey and not the Ride jersey, which is exactly the way it is during the normal, everyday Ride to Conquer Cancer, our physical ride. You would not get both. So yes, to answer your questions, they stack up, which is really cool for you guys. Thanks, Maddie. Go ahead, Kristen. Amy.
The next question, will the Q&A be recorded to watch later?
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. Yep. You could even go on right now, and if you wanted to rewind, you could go back to the beginning, and you could see all the things that I said wrong. Thanks, Amy. Go ahead, Kristen.
Will the 10-year riders receive their platinum helmets? Yes. Yes, you will. So if you raise $1,000. So we don't want to diminish that accomplishment. That's a huge accomplishment. If you're unsure of what your size is, just go to our event details page, measure your head, and remember which size you are. And then when you go to your pickup depot, we will have lots of sizing there, and you can take your helmet home and wear it. So thank you, Judy.
Right on. So Judy, just so you know that if you are, let's say you're not going into your 10th year and this is your 9th year and you want it to count towards your 10 years, you raise a minimum $1,000 and participate in the ride for 2020, and it will count as a year towards your goal. And that's the same that applies for anyone else who's participating. This will count towards your gold or platinum helmet as long as you raise a minimum of $1,000. Thanks for your question. So Jillian asks us, can we pick up ride kits for friends? Absolutely, and we encourage you to if that friend is unable to do so themselves. Some of us live rather far, and we absolutely understand that. It is great to have some sort of documentation that says that you've been given permission to pick up for so-and-so. You can either call Kristen in advance to let her know, or an email, or a little note with a signature, just so that we know and we're not giving anyone's items away. Thanks, Jillian.
Okay, Frankie says, those of us who have deferred to next year, do we still check in? Okay, so in this instance, no, if you're fundraising in 2021, you don't need to check in. There were some riders that dedicated some funds to this year and some to next. If you are fundraising in the 2020 year, you should do the online check-in, regardless of how much you're raising. Yeah, it's really important. We want to know how many riders are out on the road. We want to know more about you so that we can continue to plan and so that you have a great experience. So thank you, Frankie.
Yeah, thanks, Frankie. Martin, do we need to complete 100 miles on ride weekend to get the hammer vest, or can we defer to a later date? Well, so Martin, that's a really good question. You could do your hammer ride today. if you wanted to. You can do it after the fact. However, you won't get your hammer vest until, I don't know the date, but actually, I think that's absolutely okay. Martin, I'd be interested to know how far out you'd like to do that ride, because we would want to make sure that you were recognized and you received your hammer vest, but there's nothing stopping you from doing that. You do need to complete it in one day to be considered a hammerhead. So please keep that in mind, everyone who does want to push themselves. It should be completed in one day. Hope that answers your question.
Some good questions here. Okay, are we able to change our route to a custom route after we already selected a route on the online check-in? Yes, you can. We have a lot of riders calling in to ask that, so don't be shy. Just give us a call and say, oops, I changed my mind. It will really help the event operations team know approximately how many riders are on each route. So definitely feel free to call us if you've changed your mind or you want to do a different route. That's totally okay. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thanks, Rudy. Vince, what are we picking up at the depots? Well, Vince, I hope that you are picking up a big handful of Road to Rewards items. So at the pickup depots, you might have missed it early on, you're able to pick up a survivor flag if you are a survivor and would like to ride with your yellow flag. You're able to pick up all your Road to Rewards gear that you have accumulated by fundraising. That's it. Or your helmet, gold or platinum helmet. So there's really good reason for you to be at a pickup depot, because I know, Vince, that you are raising and you're earning. You probably earn the shirt that Kristen's wearing, that if you raise $350, you get that awesome shirt. Hope that answers your question, Vince. Margaret.
Yes.
Hi, Margaret.
Yeah, I know. I see she's really active in the chat here. Will you have survivor pins available? That's a good question.
You know, Margaret, this year we did not produce survivor pins. However, we can actually, I don't want to make any promises because I don't remember seeing any survivor pins through the foundation, and we've just packed up because we're moving a couple floors down. So I'm going to say the answer is no to that right now, Margaret, because I don't want to promise something that I can't deliver upon. However, if you want to send me a separate email and I can take a look, I'd be happy to do that for you. Margaret.
Oh,
we will have curbside pickup. Oh, sorry. Available Midtown Toronto location, or we will need to go to your office. So we can put up if we could put up the locations again, there are several locations. You can choose the one that suits you best. If we're unable to put up those locations again while I'm chatting now, then, here we go. There's Midtown Toronto at 110 Eglinton Avenue East, and that would be a walkthrough location. So it's something that you would pick up. And we could always make arrangements so that you're not going through, Margaret. If you wanted to, you could probably indicate and we could have someone come out to the curb to meet you. You're welcome. I saw you say thank you. Wendy, go ahead, Kristen.
Are there any lawn signs or any signage we can use during the day, or how do we order or get some?
I can answer that. So, you know, Wendy, our intent was to have lawn signs, and we were hoping to have lawn signs available for everyone to proudly display that you are participating. Unfortunately, things went a little haywire with our printer, and we were delayed. So we are not proceeding with the lawn signs, unfortunately, Wendy. It breaks my heart because I really wanted to have those this year. However, I'm not sure if you joined us earlier. You do have the ability to print a card. It's an 8.5 by 11. It's the Princess Margaret Ride to Conquer Cancer, Ride On. So that's our hashtag, Ride On. To hold it up, take a photo of yourself and tell us why you are riding. Upload that to all your social networks. We plan to share this with everyone who's participated. Almost 6,000 Canadians are participating in this particular ride, and we'll show everyone proudly on the 29th. So we encourage you to do that. Kristen?
Yeah, from Charles. What happens if you don't make the 100 miles? Well, I mean,
Well,
we
Charles,
want you.
maybe
Yeah.
Charles, are you intending to do the hammer route? The
Yeah.
hammer route is the only time we're asking you to ride 100 miles. So if you don't want to ride the hammer, you don't have to. You can ride any distance you're comfortable with. That's the beauty of this event. We've created it so that there is no fundraising minimum, there's no registration fee, and you can ride your own way. If you want to ride inside, you can. If you want to do it over several days, you can. It's only when you are asking to be a hammerhead and be the recipient of a hammer vest is when we ask you to be riding 100 miles. Margaret's on fire.
Yeah, she's active here. So do we have a choice of helmets? I noticed helmet sizing charts for laser and Garno.
Oh.
This is a great question. So we want to give you the best helmet that you can have and have its longevity, because we know helmets expire. So when you get to the depot, I do encourage you to take a look at all of the sizing on the website and memorize, or just write a little note in your phone to yourself which size you are in the two different helmet types, just so that, if both sizes are there at the depot, you can still walk away with the best fitting helmet for you. So that's you're correct in knowing that there's different types of helmets out there. So just really take a good measurement of what you think the best size is for you.
I think what Margaret's also, I think she's asking, and I saw Lori ask the same question, if we are still with laser or laser, I don't know how you pronounce it, for helmets. And Lori, yeah, there you are. Our helmet's still laser. So yes, but there may be some Garneau. Again, and this is why Kristen's suggesting you know your sizing for both. So it would be small, medium, or large. So those are your two different sizes.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, thank you, Lori and Margaret. Go ahead, Kristen.
Okay, from Amish. Hi, I have already completed my hammer ride last weekend. Where do I get my vest?
So the vests, they're going to be available after August 29th. So we will have a pickup area for you then, Umesh. And so once after the August 29th, we will contact everyone who has participated and indicated that they have ridden 100 miles. And we will double check to make sure that you have and that you've raised the minimum amount of $1,500. Thank
question.
You. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one kind of ties in. So should we upload our photos and why we ride prior to the ride date?
Love it.
Absolutely.
Do it prior to and on the ride date. I want to see as many photos and videos as possible with the hashtag ride on August 29th. So yes, and please feel free to share beforehand as well, but very important that we show Canada that we have come together and united as one, even though we cannot physically be together as one. So thank you for that question. Krista. This one's yours, Kristen.
Okay, if we have committed to raising $1,000, but we're still waiting on donors, when is the deadline? So that's a great question. And we know there's lots of riders out there that are still fundraising. So if you'd like to commit to the $1,000, which is amazing, when you do the online check-in, please select delayed self-pledge. And that's going to give you till October 29th of 2020 to finish your fundraising. And as Tammy was mentioning, a really great opportunity is to be fundraising leading up to the ride and on ride day. There's no better feeling of getting those emails as you take a little break on your ride to see that you got a donation. Let people know that you're riding. Let them know what you're doing and share it with your donors to get to that $1,000. So you definitely have time. So, get out there and get started. And there's definitely that window of time post-ride to continue your fundraising.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Krista. Tammy. Are we able to create a 100K route from here in our home location? You absolutely can. That's, again, the beauty of August 29th is that you can select the route that you are comfortable with. If you've selected a route, if you've selected one of our suggested routes and you've decided that you don't want to do that route anymore, that is absolutely your prerogative. So please go on the route that you feel is safest and most comfortable for you and for your friends that you're cycling with in your bubble, by all means. We do hope that you will go the route that you've indicated through online check-in, only because we are trying to staff our hydration stations and making sure we are putting them in the locations where we're going to have the most riders. And one thing I forgot to mention about those little hydration stations is we're also going to be equipping them with one porta potty. And we will have someone on hand that will sanitize that porta potty after every single use. Like I said, your safety is a priority. So not just on the route, but even at a porta potty. Thanks, Tammy.
Okay, Robert's asking, where would I find a map for the routes? So this is a really great question. It goes back to joining Strava. If you're not on Strava, please get on there. Please join the Enbridge Ride to Conquer Cancer Club. It's free. It's a fun app. I use it all the time. It's so easy to use. It keeps you accountable and you get to meet friends on there. Our ride community is such an amazing community. So I really encourage you to start there. You'll also, when you do the online check-in, be able to see the routes and to be able to download them. So definitely check them out, see which ones speak to you, as Tammy was mentioning. If there's a portion of the route that you want to do or do the whole thing, we definitely encourage you to do that. We've put a lot of thought into some of our riders' favorite routes around. And then we also know where a lot of you live. So we want to have routes around where you live. So you can access them those ways.
Great. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, good question.
Lori. Bill, you've got
Is Bill still here?
Little fan group over here.
Yeah.
We agree. He is an inspiration. Thanks, Lori.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if I can just say one thing about Bill, if there's any reason or any hesitation when you're talking to people of getting registered, Bill is 92 years young. Anyone can do this ride. So don't feel like you need to be a professional cyclist to do this ride. Everyone can do it. And so Bill is a testament of that. So thank you, Bill, for all your support.
Yeah, we have our own little fan group here for Bill. Yeah. So Joseph asks, where should we upload photos for that day? We encourage you to upload all of your photos on your own social media channels. So if you have an Instagram page and you want to upload the photo, you can tag Ontario Ride to Conquer Cancer. And that's using the @Ontario Ride to Conquer Cancer. And then you're going to use the hashtag, which looks like the number sign. And you're going to put ride on, RIDEON. We want to see as many images as possible on that day. So it can be through Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. We encourage you to do so. Thanks for that question, Joseph. There was another question that I noticed here from Nicole. If I committed to raising $1,000 and I received more, will the difference go towards next year? Well, we are trying to raise as much money as possible in 2020. So just to give everyone a little insight, our goal going into 2020 was to raise $20 million. Then March came around, and then something called COVID hit. Changed everything for us. Our goal is now $6 million, which is a third of what we were hoping to raise. The thing is, people are still being diagnosed with cancer. In fact, 1 in 2 are still being diagnosed with cancer. 1 in 4 that have been diagnosed with cancer will succumb to cancer. We need to raise as much money as possible for 2020. So Nicole, if you committed to raising $1,000, I want to thank you very much. But if you raise more than $1,000, I want to congratulate you, and I would hope that you would feel good about that money going towards cancer research for 2020. So it will not go to 2021. I've noticed a couple of questions about people asking about 2021. We're excited as well. We want to get through August 29th. We want to celebrate all of our achievements, look at what we did really, really well, look at what we want to improve, and then we'll come back out and let everyone know how they can register for the ride for 2021. So I hope everyone understands that. Wendy, 6 million, we're going to get those dollars. I hear you. I'm looking at these chats and I think it's so inspirational. Oh, Kristen, Tony's got a question. Sorry about that.
Toby says, due to a recent back injury, I cannot ride outdoors. I'm able to ride indoors on my trainer.
Yes.
Will you accept Swift? Yes.
Toby,
yes,
I said Tony. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was excited. I don't mean to talk over you, Kristen, but Toby, yes. I'm sorry that you have a back injury. I'm not applauding that. I'm applauding that you still want to participate. So thank you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I think we might be, George. Oh, George lost his audio. Will this presentation be available to view the next day or so? Absolutely. So George may not be able to hear me, but for everyone here, yes, if you want to watch later, by all means, if you want to share with anyone, there were some great tips in here, by all means, please. It will be recorded. And that's the same thing that goes on August 29th as well. So if for some reason you were out, you started your ride early and you weren't able to tune in first thing in the morning at 8:30, that's okay. It's going to be available for you to watch during the day. Same thing goes with closing ceremonies. We chose 5 o'clock. We know it's a little bit later in the day, but we also know that many of you are going to want to open a nice cold beverage, whether it's a steam whistle or whether it's a bottle of water. We would love to have you tune in and celebrate with us. It's going to be a great day. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of our live Q&A. If we have missed any questions that came up, please feel free to reach out to Kristen and her team. Everyone knows the email address or the phone number. If you want to put that back up on the screen, Kristen, you must know the phone number off the top of your head.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You want to share it?
Yeah, 1-877-699-2453. Our phone lines are very busy right now, so if you don't get through, please call us back. We do get your voicemails. We'll call you back instantly. So keep calling us. We're so excited to talk to you. If you need any help, we are here for you.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Kristen, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I liked having you here. And not to say that I don't miss Steve, because Steve, as everyone knows, we all love Steve, but it was nice. Our pleasure. Thanks, Alfio. Oh, there's one more thing. If you don't have Strava or the other apps and you want to do the hammer, you know what? Our ride community, our trusted group, yes, we will take your word for it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Christina. Everyone have a great, great week and happy fundraising and #ride on. Bye for now.
Bye.